So is Benchmade actually anti-gun, or did they just make some stupid decisions? Let's talk about it. No, I don't really think they're anti-gun. I just think they're pro-knife more than they are pro-gun, and I think they forget their consumer base is very pro-gun. And I think their decision to cut up the guns and help the Oregon City Police Department was made with good intentions. I don't think they realized just exactly what they were promoting and doing with that. With that said, I'm not one that's big into virtue signaling, burn them to the ground, all this. I owned a Benchmade knife and I lost the dang thing, and I think I gave like $130 for it. So will I ever own another one? Probably not, because I tend to lose knives, so now I carry about a $40 Kershaw. So let's talk about this destroying guns. So in an interview with their PR guy, he says, well, we cut them up small enough to put them in an incinerator. So they're literally cutting them up, none of the parts are getting used ever again. They're not going back into the used parts market. They're literally getting cut up to put in an incinerator and be burned and melted and made into whatever. And that is Oregon City Police Department's policy on this. And the chief says, we do not sell firearms. Well, most of our local departments around here sell their firearms to a FFL dealer who in turn makes sure they're safe and all that and sells them to the public. Gets them back into the hands of law-abiding citizens where they belong. So where did these guns come from? I don't know. They said some of them were turned in. They said some were, seized. So if somebody, gets pulled over and they're a felon and they have a gun in their car, whatever, they have warrants, felony warrants, they have a gun in their car, it gets seized, so be it. But why not turn around and sell those guns to an FFL? The police department makes money off of it rather than spends money having them destroyed. And they go back into the hands of legal law-abiding citizens. It's not like they're just giving them back to criminals. So what that tells me is the Oregon City Police Department actually believes that guns are bad. At least those guns are bad because they were used in a crime or whatever. Well, how is the gun bad? That makes no sense. It's a tool. A company the size of Benchmade, he kind of acted like everything was a joke in this interview. To me, just kind of hum-hawed around, and I really don't believe they think they did anything wrong at this point. I think they believe that they were just helping local law enforcement. And there's tons of ways a company that size could be helping their local police department that doesn't require destroying guns. And why not advocate for change in their policy? They knew this was their policy. Why not advocate for change in it and get it where the guns that could be resold? They said, well, it's their goal to get the guns back into the hands of the lawful gun owners. Well, what about the ones that can't be returned to the gun owners, the ones that are seized from felons and such? Why not get those into the hands of other law-abiding citizens at a cheaper price that maybe couldn't afford a new gun, but now they can afford this used gun? Why destroy the guns? Why waste those good guns? If the gun truly has to be destroyed, that's one thing, but why would a pro-gun company stand behind it and still destroy the gun? I don't understand it. But that's not even the biggest problem I have with the whole situation. The problem I have is donating to the anti-gun politicians. And they say, well, that's just part of doing business, blah, blah, blah. If you listen to the way he talks about it, he basically says, well, that's just the hand we're dealt, so we're just going to deal with it. Well, why not try to change that? If you look at their campaign donations, they haven't been donating to any pro-gun candidates in a long time. And what gun rights causes have they donated to? There was a lot of dead air in this interview. He just didn't even know what to say, it seemed like. It was just rather aggravating. It felt to me like he didn't know where to go because he seriously does not believe they did anything wrong in any way, shape, or form. And that's just my opinion. So, take it for what you want. If I own a Benchmade knife, I'm not destroying it. One thing I don't get about our side is whenever something like this happens, they're all up in arms about it, but yet they're saying, oh, I got to destroy my Benchmade knife. Why would you destroy something you already bought and paid for? That does nothing for the company. All you are is just virtue signaling in the biggest way. That's dumb to destroy property. That's just as dumb as them destroying guns as you are destroying that knife because the company made you mad. Okay, don't go buy anything else from them. That's fine. Sell the knife at a discounted price. Help somebody out who can't afford a decent knife. Sell it for $20 why destroy it? That makes no sense. It's like whenever the Yeti thing happened with NRA. Everybody's blowing up their coolers. Why on earth would you blow up a $300 cooler that you already paid for? Why? Makes no sense. If you don't want it, donate it to somebody who can't afford. So my question is, what could Benchmade do as a company to bring the gun owners back to them? Are we just going to forget about this in 2 or 3 months and go back to buying them? In this Benchmade debacle, it doesn't even look like they are even admitting they screwed up yet. They still just seem to think it was taken out of context. And he said he understands that seeing that picture without any explanation looks bad on them. Well, they didn't even give a good explanation. Their explanation was just as bad as the original. So, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on this whole mess. You know, if you got a Benchmade knife, go destroy it if you want, but I think that's dumb. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you totally disagree with me and think I'm an idiot, hey, tell me in the comments. Talk to you later.